Hello, I am Gregor, and today we are playing Slay the Spire 2. So let's just boot in, standard game, and since this is my first time playing, we're just going to go straight up with Ironclad. So Ironclad's kind of fun. It's a very basic kind of strategy. He hits really hard. He's a very aggressive deck, but ironically his best deck is legitimately just playing with armor. So armor yourself up, and then I hate this guy. Alright, so we have lead paperweight, add one of two colorless cards to the deck, golden pearl, upon pickup gain 150 gold, that's not bad. Large capsule, gain 2 random relics, add additional strike and defense. So this is actually good, because we can either go strike build or shield build, and like kind of pivot later. So we're going to go with this. So that gave us Akabiko, start of each combat, gain 8 vigor. And Prayer Wheel, normal enemies drop an additional card reward. That's great to start, actually. Okay, so what path are we thinking? We want something that gives us a lot of elites, because elites drop relics. So, right off the bat, I'm thinking we go here, and then here, or actually, no. What we're going to do is we're going to fight this guy, and then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go fight this guy, which will lead us here. Then all the way up. Then we fight this, this, and that's going to be our route. Sound good? Let's do it. So let's see what our opponent is. So for those of you who don't know how this game works, we have an energy kind of meter, and all our cards take like a certain amount of energy to play, like Bash. And what Bash does, it creates vulnerable, which means our attacks do 50% more damage. So what you want to do sometimes is this. Which means now our next strike does more damage. And the reason I can do this, and I don't have to worry about defending, is because I already know what this guy's going to do on his turn, and that's debuff. So he's just going to like either throw a status card at me or that, which means I do 30% less damage. Now I actually have to defend, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to double block, strike, and now his hit won't hurt me, and I still have high HP. So here's the tricky part. Do we get greedy and attack him? I say we block and wait for another turn. The reason being I wasn't going to be able to kill him that turn. And now I can kill him with 0 worries. So that takes care of that. So we get gold, we get dexterity potion, card reward. So for Gone Ritual, if you exhausted a card this turn, gain 3 energy. Thunderclap, it gives vulnerable. Rampage is actually good, because the more we cast this each combat, so the longer a match goes, the more damage this is going to do. So I'm actually going to pick that up. And then, ooh, these are all actually really good pickups. I think I'm going to go with... I think I'm honestly going to go with Anger. Just because, so this is our deck. Anger kind of loops itself, and it's kind of similar to Rampage. Well, no, it's not similar to Rampage at all. Anger just puts an extra copy of itself in the discard, which means we get 2 anger, and then 3 anger, and then 4 anger. Rampage is just, its power is just going to keep skyrocketing. So both of these kind of work best in like a low count deck. So we'll have to see how our deck unfolds. It's only the first match. So we're going to go here. And we can either get a random potion, or we can kill a card in our deck and add a guilty. Which means it gets removed after 5 combats, but it's unplayable. And we kind of want that Rampage to keep looping, so I'm going to get a potion. Sneckle Oil. Draw 7. And we're going to go to the shop. And since the cards we need are low rarity, nothing really all that great. This is a strike card. So essentially there's a card called Ultimate Strike, which does damage based on the number of cards with strike in its name in your deck, based on like the strike archetype. So this is good, but we don't have anything that exhausts, so I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're honestly going to go with Inflame, just because it's a generic power boost, and we're actually going to leave it at that. We're going to go here now. So, say block, and then anger, means we have another anger, and then strike, and strike. Okay, so we're going to Inflame, which means we're going to get more strength. We're going to Rampage. Which means now, if you look at Rampage, damage that was originally 9 is now 14. And it was higher earlier just because I had the strength buff. We're going to hit, and that's going to be the turn. Now, I forget if one of the elites we fight here is the statue. I think that's if we're fighting the deer. I don't know if Vantum is the statue. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. I'm just going to sound like a crazy person for a bit. We're going to do that to apply Vulnerable, and we're going to swing and win. So that takes care of that guy. And we're going to grab... Bludgeon's just a funny card, but it doesn't do much. I think we're going to take Setup Strike. Again, strike, but also you get 2 strength for the turn. Flame Barrier. Whenever you are attacked this turn, deal 4 damage back. Oh no, this is the card I'm actually talking about, Perfected Strike. So this deals 2 damage for each card, based on the number of cards. I am wording this badly. Blech. This does 2 additional damage for all my cards containing Strike. So this will do an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 14 damage. This does 20 damage for just 2 energy. So if we can get enough strikes, this thing is like a one-shot. So we're going to take that. Fortunately, I think that means I'm going to take out Anger from the deck at some point. Just because it's not really needed. We kind of need strikes. So I have Vigor, which means my next attack is going to do 8 extra damage? Yeah, 8 extra damage. So we're actually going to use this to take out that thing. And we're just going to... boop, boop. So these are status cards, and essentially they kind of gum up your deck. There's a boss in this that I really hope we don't get. It's a beehive kind of knight. Not the good one from Hollow Knight, it's a different guy. But he just really gums up your deck. And I have... Can't kill him and I can't hurt him that much, so I'm going to defend. First Blood. Well, for him, not me. If I do this first, then... Yep. There we go. Yeah, this game is all about just doing the math and then figuring out, like, how much you can actually hurt for... that's funny, but we're not doing an energy build, so I think we're gonna actually skip that. Actually, no, we can just take that, and we can get rid of it later. And what is Dark Embrace? Whenever a card is... Okay, we're not playing an exhaust build. We're doing a strike build. And I think we're actually just gonna skip. Alright, Elite time. Ooh, Big Burb. So this just means at the end of each turn it's going to get strengths, which means it's scaling. So the longer this fight goes on, the worse it's actually going to get for us. Actually, don't like this at all. I'm going to defend and then set up strike. So we're going to do that. Alright. So anger means we get another anger. Perfected strike. And then, so this is essentially, like it says, it's going to do 4 damage 3 times. So it's going to do 12 damage. So I'm just going to wall up a little. This is still going to hurt, but not going to hurt nearly as much. Alright, so we got strength. And then that'll do 14 damage. Then we'll wall up. And it does 7 damage 0 times. And we reload the deck. And we get a rampage. Ooh, we are gonna... Or this is gonna do 18 damage to us. Alright, so we're gonna just... Oh, we kill it this turn. Never mind. Yeah, sometimes I forget how the math plays out. We get a pair, which means our max HP goes up to 90. That's actually really nice. Second wind, exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand. Gain 5 block for each card exhausted. See, I like this. Just because if I have a hand of blocks and only 1 card to block, it essentially turns... Like, let's say I had that plus 3 of these or 4 of these. That means I get 20 block instead of none. But I can't. But they're gone for like the rest of the match. Is really the only problem I have with it. I'm gonna take it, but I might get rid of it later. I have not fought these guys before. Aggressive. It wants to do 3 damage and wants to do a buff. I fought this thing before. It's not often. Alright, we're gonna... I'll play this. I'm gonna bash. And I guess second one's gonna come in handy. Okay, so Perfected Strike. I can also set up Strike. This is only going to hit me for 5. Ah, I'm weakened. No, I'm frail. That's the difference. Yeah, there are some keywords that are like... They're the same, but they do different things. It's like weakened and frail. Weakened is, I think, you just block... You take more damage, but frail is you get less block. Yeah, frail is you get like 25% less block for your cards. I'm just gonna take this guy out. And then I'm gonna set up Strike. Oh, I forgot I don't have energy. Yeah. And then he's just gonna debuff me and probably put more frail. Nope, he put vulnerable, which means I'm taking more damage. Does this end it? I'll do him 15 damage? No, that won't end it. Get anger. Then he's gonna hit me for 16 damage. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Whirlwind. And then I'm gonna Echo Oil. Because what it does is it also just does that, which randomizes the cost of cards in my hand. I should have done that in a different order, but it's fine. Do I really not have anything? I do not. Okay, I'm gonna get hit hard here. And we just anger for the win. None of those are working. Oh, Stampede is instant. So this basically just, at the end of the turn, lets me, like, play attacks. So let's say I didn't have enough energy for an attack. At the end of my turn, if that, let's say that's the only attack card in my hand, that attack gets played. So we're actually going to take that. And Campfire. We're actually not going to rest, we're going to Smith. Resting is for the weak. And I'm going to... Yeah, I am going to upgrade Stampede. Card we just got. And we're going to do a treasure chest. What is this? Vary 5 cards in your deck, kill 3 HP every time you enter a rest site. That's actually not bad, because I think that heals us. We have 20 cards in our deck, so 4 times 3. That's 12 HP more than we would have had. And it's just upon entering, so I actually do not need to rest right now. I can just upgrade again. And we're going to upgrade the Perfected Strike, I think. No. I think... Honestly, Whirlwind kind of need... no, because I plan on getting rid of that. I mean, it's good, but like... Actually, Whirlwind works with Stampede because I can Whirlwind. And then if the... Yeah, that works. I can Stampede, and then it can pick up the Whirlwind from this... I can Stampede, and I have Whirlwind, so... As long as I don't have, like, a different attack in my hand, it's fine. I say as I have other attack cards in my hand. See, Whirlwind works great in, like, an anger build, is the thing. Okay, so I'm going to take about 4 damage. So we're going to trigger my Stampede. Block. Block. And then one of these is going to hit. And that's the other thing, I can't choose a target, so it's not always the best, but... I mean, it's extra damage. That's really all it comes down to. Like this. Immediately kill that. Kill that. And it'll either play... Yep. It plays Bash. And I take 13 damage. Oh, it's just dead. Boop. Boop. Strength Potion's nice. What's this? Pommel Strike, deal 9 damage, draw a card. That's always nice. And another Perfected Strike. I will take it. We do not need a rest site. Tablet of Truth. You defeat a pair of Guardian King and make your way into a protected vault. Inside is a tablet with familiar inscriptions. Your intuition tells you this language can be deciphered rather easily. However, once you begin deciphering, you'll be locked in. The tablet gives off a soothing energy. And you can smash it to receive its healing energies instead. Lose 3 max HP, upgrade a random card. I'm taking that. Because I got 90. I'll take it. It's not bad. Stop reading and give up. I'll go here. Lose 9 HP, choose a card to transform. So transform is not the same as upgrading. We're basically switching one card for any kind of random card within our character's pool of cards. So actually this is a great way to get rid of... I'll be honest, our deck is thick. So I'm going to trade Rampage for something else. Dominate. It's a skill card. What does it do? I have not actually seen this card before. Apply a vulnerable, gain 1 strength for each vulnerable on the enemy. Well, that's not bad. And Elite time. This guy's annoying. So this guy, when he dies, summons, I think it's like 4 or 5 like little versions of him, but they're stunned, so they won't attack that turn. And he's not even going to attack this turn. He's going to try and gum up our deck. Thankfully, our deck is kind of thick. Ooh, that's actually really good to have on turn 1. Our deck is like pretty thick, so this shouldn't affect us too much. Actually, this works with let's see, because I can see the cards I have in my deck. Yeah, Second Wind, because it will exhaust the status cards, which is nice. We're gonna Anger. I think the better move is... No, wait, because this is gonna... Nah, it would have been better if to just... I think, yeah. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get lost in thought. So it's gonna die now. And summon 3 of these things. And those stars mean stunned, which means it's not gonna attack on its turn. So now they are gonna attack. So we can actually kill the ones that are attacking this turn. No, we cannot. That is a complete and utter lie. We are actually gonna Second Wind. So we don't take damage. I can kill it, just it's random. Okay, so Setup Strike will do 8 damage. We want to hit this one because he's going to do more damage to us. We don't really care about the status guy. Because the thing is, we're only getting hit with like 4 statuses. Honestly, this was a pretty easy fight. I sometimes struggle with this guy because I forget he's going to switch forms. I get another infection. So I'm going to Inflame. Then, yeah, just 2 normal strikes kill this guy. Alrighty. Bag of Preparation. Start each combat, draw 2 additional cards. That's always nice. Hellraiser. Whenever you draw a card containing strike, it is played against a random... Yes, please. Because there are no random enemies against bosses, so it doesn't really matter. I am going to actually rest here. Just because this is a boss who has a very annoying gimmick. It's not even annoying, it just takes forever. So this guy has Slippery, and essentially, you can read it, but it for the next 9 instances of damage, he only takes 1 damage. So we need to hit him with multiple instances of damage. So, for instance, something like Whirlwind, it says it does 16, it's actually going to do 1. And actually, cards like Whirlwind are really good for us, because they do multiple instances of damage. So actually what I'm going to do is I want to retain my hand. And what retain does is means I keep my hand for 2 turns instead of it getting discarded. So now we need to do 6 more instances of damage. And this guy's going to hit us for 7 damage right now. And the damage increases, so the closer his tail gets, the more damage he's going to do, and then eventually it's going to reset. So we are going to do this. Hellraiser. And then I do want to defend. Honestly. I'm actually going to do this. So what Dexterity does is I get more block from like a single block. So my block is increased by 2 from the Dexterity. And now I get Stampede, which means I don't have to worry as much about how much damage I'm dealing. And this guy also does status. I forget what his status cards do. But we essentially are just going to... We need to do 4 more instances of damage. So what I'm actually going to do... I'm debating just taking this and just trying to get more instances of damage. Because at the end of the turn, Stampede is going to do 1. And... yeah, so I'm gonna... I shouldn't have done that. I forgot energy costs. Alright. Well, Stampede's gonna do another 1 damage thing. I'm gonna take a big buttload. Yeah, wound cards. That's right. They're just unplayable. There we go. So we're gonna Anger. Gives us another Anger. And he's not gonna hit us this turn. He's gonna buff himself. Means he does even more damage now. And now we just block. And set up strike, which means we get more strength. We are gonna anger. I'm going to second wind. And I'm going to whirlwind to do 20 damage. I'm wondering why I'm not using the strength potion. I'm saving it. I want to kind of get him into kill range. I have no idea if I actually am. Honestly. Like, I'll be honest, despite how well I'm doing, this fight's going pretty horribly. Alright. Bash. And that ends. And that kills it. Alrighty then. So gold, power potion, and we get a good card added to our deck. At the start of turn, lose 1 HP and gain 8 block. That's actually kind of terrible in this instance. In fact, all of these are bad. Like, all these are about block. Which, I mean, I guess I could do, because Hellraiser is just going to automatically play my strike cards. I'll do Impervious, because it's like 30 block. And damage can get... Oh, God. Oh, I hate this guy. I'm like 90% sure I know who this is. Sweet old lady. Alright, start each combat with an additional 4 energy. At the start of your turn, spend 5 gold to gain energy. That's actually good. That's actually really, really good. And then replace with an act map. I am going to get that. Because you never know. Okay, so what path are we taking? We want elites. And I think... So the max we can get is 2. No. Yeah. We can only get 2. So I'm thinking... Alright, we're gonna go this way. Boop, boop. Boop. Boop, boop. No, not there. So we have a campfire here. So we're going to go from here over to here, and then up, and then over, and then to the Insatiable. So that's the path we're fighting on. Assuming nothing goes. This guy's annoying. This guy loves to tunnel under the ground. And he gets like a ton of shield for it too. That's actually really annoying. I'm gonna Hellraiser from the start, and then defend. Kind of want to do as much damage as I can, but like, this is good. I guess I'll whirlwind. Alright. Oh, it auto spends the 5 gold. Okay. Wow, one turn I don't need block and I get block. Okay. End turn, I guess. Yeah, this is what I mean. He goes under the ground. He's got like 32 shield now. And before we anger, we're gonna inflame. And then we're gonna anger. Then we're gonna defend, and we're gonna pass. Draw an extra card, get another strike, get another strike. Oh my god. Talk about overkill. Alright, what is this gonna do? Cinder plus, no. Fight me! Deal 5 damage twice, gain 3 strength. The enemy gains a strength. That's 2 instances of 5 damage. This would have been good against the other guy, but we're not taking it. See, this doesn't really matter because we're getting all our strikes for free, so I'm actually going to take Anger. We're going to go here. So here's the thing. This is going to keep having us lose HP until we pick it. So usually, like, you'd have a card you don't want in the deck, but I'm actually kind of happy with our build. And this can become anything. So I'm actually going to lose the Anger we just added. Because there really isn't anything else I want removed from the deck. Oh, this is a goated start. Hellraiser and Stampede. And I have defense. Actually gonna second wind. So this guy's funny. If you completely block, it says it there, if you fully block the damage he deals, he doesn't attack next turn. So, wow. Could have picked a Perfected Strike. Or, what's it called? Yeah, no, it's Perfected Strike. Ultimate Strike's a different card. Yep. Play my strikes for free and draw me more cards. Essentially just plays a lot of my cards for free. Which is honestly pretty funny. Yeah, like this. Just play more of my cards for free. And then die. Sword Boomerang, no. Drums of Battle, draw 3 cards at the start of your turn, exhaust the top card of your draw pile, no. Skip. Cascade, play X cards to the top of your draw pile. That's... Oh wait, Perfected Strike. I kind of love that, like you get Cascade, play X cards to the top of your deck, and then it's just, oh, there's another Perfected Strike, that's another Strike card. That increases my damage. We be scaling, boys. This is annoying. How much can this do? That's 16 times 4. Editor, put it up on screen. I'm just putting into my calculator how much that is. I am not a good math student. For the record, that's 64 damage. And this guy isn't going to attack us. So this guy has a funny gimmick. I'll explain when it starts happening, but though. I'm a Perfected Strike, and then I'm a Pommel Strike. I probably should have set up Strike first. It's fine. So he has Thorns. So I should not attack him at all. Oh, this is gonna... Oh, that's annoying. So when I hit him with an attack, not like... No, I'm just gonna keep it simple. When I hit him with an attack, he's gonna deal 5 damage to me. And this is gonna hurt a lot. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna Inflame. And I'm gonna defend. And I'm actually gonna Power Potion. I do not want that. Sure, feel no pain. I am actually gonna straight up just pass. See, now I can attack him, because all the thorns are gone. Hellraiser and Stampede. Then I'm gonna defend. This guy's on like 1 HP. Do I just take the... Oh, doesn't matter, I'm taking the 5 anyway. Alright, what am I adding? None of these. Yay. Actually, I can take that. And, oh my god, that's actually really good. That's what, 4 Perfected Strikes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4. This guy summons, so... No idea how I want to handle this, actually. I'm not gonna take damage this turn, so... I'm gonna do that. Then I'm going to do that. A little bit of this. It's going to hatch out a baby. Now, we do only have to kill this guy because I'm like 90% sure this is just going to kill. It's going to kill those guys. And then, so it'll deal 16 damage, which will actually kill one of the eggs too. No, I need to double defend. And then, because these will hatch, then I'll deal 6 damage. Okay. Stampede, Inflame, Defend. This is 8. This is 15 damage. This is gonna hurt. Ugh. This is not actually going all that great. Gonna summon more. I'll be honest, not being able to pick where my damage is going is kind of hurting me right now. And I think I just die now. Yeah. Hellraiser kinda screwed the pooch. Alright. My first video is over, and I did not even make it past the bug. I kind of messed up by playing Hellraiser there. Well, you live and you learn. It was a funny deck, though. Seriously, like 4 perfected strikes, all of which I can play for free as long as I draw them. Like, it's cool, but this is really just... It's a deck you kind of want to play when you only really have one person. You have one person kind of dealing with the enemies so that you can focus on the big boy. But, yeah, that is my first run through, well, not my first run through, but my first run through for the channel of Slay the Spire 2. I will be doing more run throughs, and I hope to see you then. Bye-bye!